my lovelies. Welcome to Painting with Whiskey and Women. I am Crysta. I am a furniture artist, litter to glitter, out of Garland, Texas. With me, as always, is Sue. Sue, why don't you tell them what you about and what we doing tonight?
Hey y'all, I'm Sue. I'm located in Sevierville, Tennessee. I have a business inside Flea Trader's Paradise called Nana's Antique Boutique, where I sell chalk paint, my handcrafted furniture, home decor, and knickknacks. Tonight we're going to have a lot of fun, something a little bit different for you guys. We've heard a lot of people inquiring about molds, so we've decided to really lay it out there for you tonight. Krista's going to be pouring molds. I'm going to be making a silicone mold to show you how you can mold just about anything. You can repair furniture pieces with it. And then I'm going to be gluing them on this jewelry box and decorating it to give you a few different ideas. And Krista is still setting up the internet.
Uh-huh. Yep, I got it shared to Whiskey and Women. Your business, and I forgot what the other place I shared it. Oh well, yeah. So I'm done. Wherever it's shared to, it's shared to. So Kat is on with us. She says, "Hello, ladies." Hey, Kat.
Hey, Kat.
Okay, sure. What we want to start off with is that when I was in Tennessee, Sue and I did like a mold marathon. We did a craft exchange basically. I brought my molds from Texas to Tennessee. She had hers there. I had resin. She had resin. And we spent an afternoon just pouring molds. And so the molds that I brought from, like I took my Peacock one, which is a Prima. She got a couple of those and some of my other ones. And I want to encourage people to start doing that. If you've got a friend and you're close by, or even if you do it by mail, and just say, hey, you got this. Hey, will you pour me 10 or 12 of these? And I'll pour you 10 or 12 of these and exchange them. It's a great way. And if you're getting together anyway, it was a fun afternoon that we just got together and poured molds and worked in her studio. It was a lot of fun. Anne from Indiana, she says, hey, Sue and Krista. She said she glittered us. Thank you for glittering us.
Thank you.
So, and when I posted that, I had a couple of questions from people about molds. And so we decided that there were some really good questions that we got asked. And so we wanted to just pop it into a video so people would understand more about molds. Before we get there, I have to show you guys my shirt. I got it from my birthday, and it says, "That's a terrible idea. What time?"
That's you.
So yeah, it was sent to the house by a friend, and when I was in Tennessee, I got the phone call and said, "Hey, Mom, there's a package here for you." And I'm like, "I didn't order anything," and I opened it up, and that's the shirt that got sent to me for my birthday from a friend. Was yeah, that's a horrible idea. What time? So I told them that I would wear it tonight because that's perfect. Sue, one of the things that we got asked was you had some dog bones in there and in your molds. And hold on, I've got them. I forgot to grab this before I went live. Forgive me. But this is how I organize. If you notice, I have two of these. One is for my gilding jewels, my gilding waxes and such. And the other one is for, like this one is my steampunk. This is everything, cogs, skulls, and everything, bones. My steampunky stuff is up in my top drawer. In my middle drawer, I have all of my florals and like my clocks and florals and stuff like that.
And this is how I keep mine.
Sue keeps hers in a big old basket. And then
No organization.
Then on the bottom, I've got wings and stuff. But these are the ones that Sue had that someone asked about. See if I can get up closer to the camera. It's a dog bone and pause. There we go. Pause. And someone asked, where did you get that mold? And I said that wasn't, they asked if it was Prima, IOD, Zuri, one of the other mold companies. And I said, no, I think that's, what is it, a Wilton?
Yeah, Hobby Lobby for making dog biscuits.
Yeah, it's from Hobby Lobby. And they said, I didn't know that you could use those. And so I'm going to show you, I have this one, which is a Wilton, which is a candy form. And I've got one in there right now. I'm waiting for it to set up. But it makes these flowers. Can you see that?
Yep.
And then I also have some that I poured of these, which are wine bottles. And they turn into little wine bottles. And both of these are Wiltons, which I got at Walmart in the candy form aisle. They could be used for chocolate. They could be used for making, candy molds, that kind of thing. The one thing I want to stress, though, is that if you use one of your candy molds, once you use acrylic in it, do not use it for food. Once you have put acrylic in it, it is now an acrylic. You do not want to pour the acrylic. Even if you wash it, I wouldn't recommend using it for candy. And so right before I went live, I poured some, and let me see if this is good enough. Yep, this one's good enough to demold. And so this one's just like a little flower. And so these are just Wiltons you get from Walmart in the candy form aisle. Even the silicone ice trays for stars and stuff like that, they have them now. I've got one for unicorns. I'm still using it as an ice mold, but when I get tired of my unicorn ice cubes, because I'm frou like that, I will probably I'll put it in my art supplies.
Right.
So
anytime silicone will work, and I just want to interrupt you so I can get this done while we're crafting. You could also make your own silicone molds. This is a product from Alumilite, and we'll go ahead and post a link for you after tonight. It comes in 2 parts. So I'm going to take these two and combine them till they have one equal, even color of light yellow. And I'm going to show you guys how you can make your own mold. You can, and like Crysta was saying earlier today, you can go ahead and take, Grandma's old brooch. She had some cool ideas for that, and recreate it over and over. Say there's 5 granddaughters and everybody's fighting over Grandma's brooches. They could still have a piece of her. So I'll go ahead and get this mixed.
So what Sue is doing is she is making her own silicone and she's going to be pressing. You're doing a ring, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just going to take this ring. It's one of those elastic rings, and make little conchos.
And so those are going to be absolutely wonderful for that design that she's doing right now. Would be great for like little medallions, especially like on jewelry boxes or on the side of drawers. And when she showed me what she was actually going to be using as the item she's going to be molding, my mind blew up. And I'm like, you know what? With that one, if you put a screw in the back of it, you could be making your own handles. If you got 5 granddaughters and one of great granny's brooches, you can make a form of it and then make them a jewelry box with some of granny's other jewelry. So there's so much you can do with that, with making your own forms as well. So Kat says, did we go zorbing? No, we did not. Long story, but one, I really didn't want to end up in the hospital on my birthday. That was a big thing. And 2, wow, we just got busy doing other things. And it was like, you want to go zorbing? No, I'm good. So Kat says that she uses candy molds. She says, Ma's on YouTube. She says, hi, girls. Ma, I did notice your phone call earlier. I was in the shower when you called. I will call you back after I get off the live. What did you pour in them? I've only used clay. Okay, so what Sue is doing is she's making her own mold. I'm going to show you what I use and get ready to take a screenshot. Mine that I'm using is amazing. And this is a 2-part step, and I'm getting ready to show you guys how to do that. It comes in part A and part B. So it comes with 3 cups, but I only use 2 of the cups, and I'll show you why. I mark my cups. I don't know if you can see, but see that one's got a B on it and an A, and they both have their own little stirrers, because these are not going to get hard until you mix them together. And see, Sue is pressing her item down. Now we're going to talk about molding material here in a minute too, but when you're doing it, one, it's equal parts A and B, and so I get my cups and I make sure that the number side is facing me, because you're going to want to get down. It's just like science class. That's awesome. So you got 4 molds in that. So you got 4 of them in that one, Sue?
Yeah, now I'll show them real quick. One that I already did earlier today. And the reason I only did 4 that time is it was misshaping the other ones out here. So here's what they look like when I pull them out.
Awesome.
And there's the mold. And I use this over and over and over. I don't think I could wear it out because I made it nice and thick.
Yeah.
Right. Can you imagine those all decorated with silver gilding and like a turquoise paint? And my dog just took the one I dropped.
Go Milo.
And I want to say something also. The reason I started using this silicone molding material was I had a piece of antique furniture with a piece of wood carving missing off it. So I found another piece on there that I could mold to, pull it off, and mold the resin and glue it on, and you'd never know. So it's great for doing repairs.
Yes. Yeah, because you can make them to match if you're missing a piece.
Uh-huh.
And so let me see what before I mix, well, no, I'll go ahead and I want me some peacocks, because we poured these at Sue's and I haven't poured me any of these yet. Now, the resin, when you combine part A and B, and I even, okay, that's A, that's B, even my tops say A and B. The last thing you want to do is to put cap A on bottle B, because if there's a little bit in the cap and it gets in there, it's going to activate it, and you're going to contaminate
And
it.
you won't get your lid off.
Yeah, you won't be able to get your lid off. So, even though I know what I have poured in here is not enough to make another mold, I always have another mold standing by, because if for some reason you make more than your mold will hold, you can, like I did with these bottles, see there's a little bit down in that area that it's not fully. If I've got a little bit extra, I will pour it in that one and keep building that one, because with this liquid resin, you can add on top and it's going to be seamless when you pull it out. So another thing is that if you're using resin, I always use like a disposable cup, but I use a plastic cup. Do not use styrofoam, because the resin does produce heat, and the last thing you want is for that heat to melt, an inexpensive styrofoam cup, and the next thing you know, you've got silicone going all over your floor. Luckily, a friend told me that, and I haven't made that mistake since I started pouring. But that's a lesson that I don't want to learn firsthand, and I don't want you guys to either. So, pro tip.
And a lot of people get nervous about, what if I don't measure it out right, and I have too much of one and not the other. You're usually safe if you have a little more hardener, bottle B, than A.
And so,
because you don't want it to be sticky and gooey.
Yes. And so each one has its own little tongue depressor. This is B, and I keep my stick on B. And this is A, and it's got his own stick. Now with this, you've got about 30 seconds because this is the quick set, you've got about 30 seconds to mix, and then you've got about a minute to 2 minutes to pour before it starts getting goopy. So you want to make sure that you're good.
Yeah, you want to work quick. I stir it till it comes mostly clear. It's another way.
So put that off to the side. And then I'm going to pour me some of these babies. And so I think that what I just poured is only going to do this peacock because this is a big mold.
Yeah, I got one of those off you. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I like it. Then the feathers in that mold are beautiful too.
Yep. 40 cc's only did the peacock. That's how big this sucker is.
Wow.
And then you want to make sure that you're working on a flat surface. That's a big thing. And you'll start seeing it turn white as we go along. So can you add pigments? Yes. Now there's different kind of moldings of this resin. This one is a quick set mold. And what it does is that as you work with it, it will turn white. And so this one, I would not recommend adding pigments to, but some are clear pigments. And if you're like working with the resin tops, like if you're working with resin for like for the top of a dresser or something, then you know, I have no problem with people adding pigments to it. But these I wouldn't recommend.
Yeah, I've never tried that. Have you? With the white?
Well, these turn white.
I know. I'm afraid it would ruin the chemical components of it if you add color to the white. But I've never tried. Have you?
No, I haven't, just because of what it is. I mean, I want it to make the mold, not to, you know, you can, for me, I've added pigments if it's clear, but not for this that's going to turn white.
Right.
And it works beautifully for the clear pigments, but this one that goes white, I don't add pigments to, but that's a great question.
I will have to try that.
Oh, you got Sue
Not
going
that I would need to, though, because I paint them all.
And see, that's another thing. Yeah, if I'm pouring them, I'm painting them anyway, so I don't find the reason to paint them.
I'll show the front of this in a minute after I get these glued on. You guys can see where I'm at. Because she's pretty.
This, what she's gluing on now. Sue, now you're the queen of this. So, or at least between me and you, you're better at it. When we were pouring the molds for this piece, you can see I still got them taped. There's like a bend in my piece of furniture. And Sue took these. You see how when you first take them out, they're bendy? See how I can still bend this one? Sue actually pulled them out, put them on the piece, and like formed them to the curve of the piece, and then taped them. Is there a special way you do that, Sue? You want to talk about that?
Well, basically, I just wanted to lay flat when you do get to glue it and paint it and everything. So I thought if we let them harden to that shape, you'll have a nice flush adhesion when you glue them down.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only reason for that. I first did that when I did a big vanity mirror, made it upside down to hang on the wall, and put a shelf across the top. And I wanted to frame out the mirror and hide some imperfections with these resin molds. So I bent them all around the edge and taped them down. Then I had to keep them all in order to paint them and glue them down after they hardened.
And so
that makes sense.
Yeah, you just saw me demold these. And I will show you up close. These are keys and keyholes. And so that is, there you go. That is one of the keyholes.
I love those.
Yep. Well, that's why I'm sending you a set of these. And then we've got this key.
Cool.
Well, here you go. And we'll just make it faster. And so this one I really love.
You can even make jewelry out of those and drill holes in them.
Yes. And the people that use resin to make like the cell phone holders and stuff like that, because that question was asked, well, can I use those? And yes, you can do that as well. So if you have any questions, guys, pop them in, because like I said, we're talking all things resin tonight. All things moldy. And I'm going to fill up some more and fill up the rest of this. I want to do the feathers as well. Sir. And, you know, just like in science class when you were in high school, they told you need to get eye level with your measuring cups. So that's, if you see me down here, that's what I'm doing. Eye level with my cups. And, you know, pouring these things, Sue, is becoming an addiction of mine. I love doing it. And it's really satisfying on a level. Very satisfying.
It is. Now, if I wanted to rush this right now to paint it, but I've got more to show you on the other side, I would hit it with my heat gun carefully and then press down on it, and it helps cure my wood glue a little quicker.
So that's my A. That's my B.
Did I hear you say that you're starting to love pouring? Does that mean that I'm expecting more pancakes in my future? Because you can pour the batter?
No, but I see some whiskey in my future, the way you talking. He started it, Sue.
Hey, Shorty.
Hey, what's going on? She was talking about pouring some pancake batter to make me some pancakes tomorrow morning.
I'm not tomorrow morning. I told you I would make breakfast for dinner tomorrow night.
You know what's good with pancakes?
A lot of syrup.
Sweet creamed corn.
Oh my God, here we go.
Oh, you're doing that bird?
Uh-huh. Because we poured these for Sue, but when I told her not to pour me any because I can pour them in Texas.
But didn't Sue say that, oh, that's a clear?
Well, it turns white when it's...
Oh. And then Sue said the bird was kind of hard to get out.
Yeah. And I over poured it a little bit. But it'll be all right. You can always take it off a little bit. Excuse me.
So even if it's already started, you could put more?
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you spray them with anything? Or
No, but thank you for reminding me of that. So once you decide, if you ever decide that you want to wash your molds, there is an item by Prima, and it's called Cast and Craft Mold Release Conditioner. And so when I scrub my molds, I will spray this on them just to kind of condition and upkeep of your molds. And so, and it's also very satisfying to sit there and boop, boop, boop the little acrylic or the resin off of it.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Mole. No.
Go away.
Austin Powers.
Go away. So Delania is on with us. She says, hey, beautiful ladies, I'm late. I'll have to go back and catch the replay. Amber is on. Kat says hi, Shorty. Jesse's on with us. Amber Demakowitz is on with us. Hey, Amber. Ann is on. Amber says, hey, Crysta and Sue. Jesse says, hey there, beautiful ladies. So, yeah, I have way over poured this one. I am not liking that cup that I'm using. It is not being nice to me.
I like the silicone cups with the pour spouts, but you got to keep pulling your resin out when it hardens.
Yeah,
Or
and
will
see, this one,
deteriorate.
I'm just using the party cup that came back from from Tennessee.
Yeah.
And I'm overfilling. I overfilled that one hard, but I can trim it back up. I'm not sitting here going, oh my God. No, it can be fixed. It's all right. Was that just Wild Kingdom in our living room? Okay.
Okay, so now I'm going to show what I did earlier.
Yes, ma'am. Hold on. Let me put you up on the screen by yourself because this purdy.
So this is, kind of a spin-off of the anthropology furniture. And I somehow... So we've got this going on. And I've shaded some Miss Lillian's. I'll have to tell you the color later with a little bit of Dixie Belle fluff. Here I did the same thing, only I put some antiquing glaze over it. And then the top also.
That is so pretty, Sue. So
next I'm going to go in with some whitewash and then some gilding wax.
Awesome. Give me just a second. I'm off over the side of the table pouring or measuring out resin. There we go. All right. I can get me back up on the screen. See, that piece is so pretty. How was the oh, Stacy's on. Stacy, look what I got on. She said, how is the odor with the resin? I really don't find it has a strong resin. Shorty will come in and be like, hey, I smell something, but it's, it's not bad.
Gilding wax is way stronger, just for an idea.
Yeah. So to me, it doesn't have an odor. Kat says, how is the rain in Texas? Only in Texas can we get a year's worth of rain in 24 hours. That's all I'm going to say. There was areas of downtown Dallas that cars were literally floating down the street. So, that's just the way it is, baby. And when I threw that stuff off, and so I've got a lot of stirs because I just mixed up my stirs and I'm not willing to take that chance. So.
Oh, another pro tip, because I did it. Something you don't want to do. In fact, you were here when I did it. I had too much part A in my cup, and I was like, oh, I'll just pour it back in the gallon.
And she contaminated her.
And then I realized I had just mixed A and B in that cup prior to, so I really ran the risk of ruining that whole half gallon that was left.
And so we ended up hightailing and using Sue's big thing of resin, so she didn't, contaminate it and lose it. So we became resin or mold pouring fools, didn't we, Sue?
Yeah, that was a lot of molds. It's only 10 minutes, but who has the patience to wait 10 minutes? So we had a whole table full going.
Oh, excuse me, guys. Yeah, Sue, you got those silicone cups off Amazon, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna want some of them.
It comes in a kit with one of the bigger cups about that big, 2 little cups, and 2 silicone covered stir sticks.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to invest in that because using these cups, I'm not.
And I'll tell you, if you guys do that, you're gonna wear them out, because I just mold like crazy. I like to do stuff like this. Now, what I'm gonna do here, I don't have any baby wipes, so I have my box of rags. I'm gonna go ahead and dampen my rag and just wipe it back like as if it was a baby wipe. And just raise, wipe off the raised areas.
Eek. All right, that one I can't. This one is not ready yet. All right, so it's only 10 minutes. Now and so I need to wait a minute to demold these. Kat says that is gorgeous, Sue. Delaney said, Sue, that is beautiful. Amber says, I wish I had rain, but not that much rain. Kat said we had thunderstorms today, which was nice. Grass is all burnt up. Girl, our yard was, I mean, not even brown. It had already killed off our grass and it's dust. And so Marilyn says, hey y'all, I'm late. No, you just on time. You got here when you wanted to. That's perfect. Marilyn says, Sue, I love that jewelry box. The molds just make it. Can't wait to see the finished product.
Thank you.
And then Marilyn said, Crysta, love the t-shirt. Yes. Anybody knows me know that this is the perfect shirt for me. So.
Yeah, that's a Crysta shirt for sure.
Yeah. Amber says if she got out, I will be right back on. She's on the move. Amber's on the move. She might drop us. And so let me hit some of the high points that we've talked about tonight. One, yes, you can use candy form molds or candy, whether candy molds, chocolate molds, because that's what this one is. And this one, Walmart special. You can use the ice cube trays. Like I said, I have one it's in my freezer because I'm still using it for my ice. But when I get tired of my unicorn shaped ice cubes, because like I said, I'm frou-frou like that, then I will put it in my crafting stuff. But once you use these molds for silicone, for this epoxy, do not use it for food again. Once you're done, you're done. All right, you're done. So this one is actually, it's flowers, and so I poured a bunch of those tonight. This one I would pick you up. This is also another candy form mold, but I just poured some in it and I'm waiting for it, so I can't pick it up. But I will show you what it makes. It makes little wine bottles. And what we were talking about is that if you painted these correctly, these would also look like bowling pins. So your wine bottles can also look like bowling pins if you painted them right. So those are 2 candy form molds that I've got. And I've got a couple of ice cube trays that I use as well. You can do that. We haven't talked about molding material. So I've got a huge thing of this molding material. And that's how I started off, was with the molding material. I have found that I get and so you can chime in on this. I get a much nicer, stronger mold when I use the resin instead of you too.
Yeah, cleaner. Are you saying the molded material you mean as a paper clay?
Yeah, this is the molded material.
I'm not a big fan of paper clay, and I've tried everything out there. I went to the store one day and bought everything you could buy, and I'm sorry, but it cracks.
And so that's the thing, is that for me, I just get a much cleaner, much nicer, truer form when I use my resin.
And it's instant gratification.
Yeah, you don't have to wait like forever for it to dry. So that is one of my peacock molds that I am getting out now. And like I said, I over poured this bad boy hard. Sue, I am definitely getting some of those cups. Because, yeah, I over poured this bad boy hard. But, I mean, I can always clean it up. It's not that big of a deal.
Well, you
But,
can also get those, the softer party cups, the cheap plastic cups at the dollar store, and
mhm.
they bend a little bit. That's how I started out doing it, and then I found the silicone.
Yeah, and see, I've always used, the little cups that come with the kits. I use
Oh
those,
yeah,
but then I'll go and I'll get like a bigger medicine cup and use that. But you spoiled me on on those cups.
yeah.
So that is my peacock that I did. Um, Kat says that Amber says, I love those peacock molds. Kat says Amazon has a ton of molds too. Yes, yes, yes. So you can get these molds off Amazon, and a bunch of different places. And yeah, I overpoured that one too, but I can fix it.
Yeah,
Um,
if they're silicone molds, they're gonna work.
if they're silicone molds, they're going to work. And even though they might not say for furniture molds, now your candy form molds, your ice cubes and stuff like that are probably going to be thicker than the ones that are marketed for furniture molds. But if you'll have to learn how to pour them shallow and instead of real deep. And so, like anything else that we do in this industry, if you play with it and you figure it out, you'll figure it out, and all will be good in the world, and you will be happy. Um, well, think about it. I mean, the first time that I used glaze, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing, and I just had to kind of sit down and play with it and figure out how to make friends with it. And then once it popped into my head, I'm sorry, I glaze everything. I love using
I was just gonna say that. I glaze everything.
Yeah, I'm like that's one of my favorite things is glaze.
Glaze and gild, glaze and gild.
Oh my God, Sue! So Sue and I got to play with the new Miss Lillian's super shifters, and we did that last week. But oh my, I've got all 18 colors now, and so I'm in love. And so one of the reasons that I am pouring molds is because I cannot wait to paint them. And then I want to use those super shifters on these molds. I can't wait. I'm a fool. Um, Delaney says medicine cups is what she uses on pouring her molds with epoxy and glitter.
Yeah.
Marilyn says, oh my God, that peacock would be amazing with the super shifter Jules. I know. I can't wait. So I will probably be doing a peacock something soon because that was one of my ideas. Delaney said, that's awesome to know that I can use all of these molds I already have. Amber says, you just got to adapt. Like I say, it's not a problem. It's a pivot. It's just a pivot. It's not a problem. It's just a pivot. Marilyn says, I just love everything peacock. My great grandma used to raise them, and they are such beautiful birds. Now, I love them too. I love the colors in their wings and in their feathers. And my grandmother did not raise them, but in her house, she had these peacock feathers in her decorations. And I don't know. There's something about them that I love, and I love them. Kat says, excuse me, guys. Oh, Nature's on. She says, hey, ladies. Hey, Nature. Kat says, trial and error. Yes, ma'am. Kat says, I'm working on a peacock project too, but the molds are amazing. Bridget says, I heard about the super shifters. Do you have to seal them? No, they're just like gilding jewels. They're gilding jewels. And so you do not have to seal them. You'll be seeing me playing a lot with those coming up. So since we got a minute and I'm waiting for those, I'm going to push those over to the side. And like I said, it's never a problem. It's just a pivot. So I'm getting ready to pivot. Hold on. Because I started talking about my shifters.
Heck yeah.
So I showed you guys earlier that I had one of these for my molds. This one is, okay, so this one is all of my Miss Lillian's gilding jewels. These are my my shimmers, my regulars, and my metallics are here. And then in my second drawer, look at these. These are all of my super shifters in there. And then on the bottom, I have Moo paint. So got that. Ugh. So if I don't put this back where it belongs, it doesn't exist. Sorry, guys. Sure. Bring what you've molded to, I'm going to go on a play date tomorrow with Stacy. If you guys didn't hear, Stacy had an oopsie daisy, which all of us furniture artists are absolutely freak out that we're going to do. She had to get something off of a top shelf. She's short like I am. And so she had Sue up. Sue will never have this problem. Sue's tall girl. Sue, you tall. All right. But me, I have to get something. That's why I don't put stuff on top shelves, because I have to get on a step ladder to get it. Stacy did that. She was coming down and she missed a step. She's on the sofa. And Stacy, I'm not sure if you have to have surgery or not. The last time I talked to you, said it might be a possibility on your knee and stuff. So tomorrow I am going to, this happened when we were in Tennessee. I told her when I came back that we scheduled a play date for tomorrow. And so I'm going to take her bunches of stuff that she can lay on her sofa and do, because, you know, she can't work in her studio right now or on big pieces because of her knee. And so Stacy and I have a play date tomorrow. So hold on. She wants me to bring everything that I molded tonight. She wants me to bring her the super shifters. She wants me to do mood paint. Can I just pack you up and come here? That's a lot to pack. But for Stacy, I'd do it. Delania says she needs all of those jewels. Amber says, oh, that's cool. Marilyn asks, has Shorty seen that box full of jewels? Might ought to hide that. I was actually thinking about moving a floor safe into my studio and putting my gilding jewels into yeah. For the Marilyn, you've awakened the beast. I don't know if you heard him from the other room. If you're going to yell at Marilyn, you're going to have to come do it yourself. I'm not doing it for you. Okay, there's a story there. Shorty, as you know, when we had our store open, Shorty loves gilding wax, gilding jewels. He loves it. And he especially loves the Miss Lillian's gilding jewels. And so we had studio at the house and studio at our business, and we were working on, we had like 3 projects, 4, 5, 10 projects at each location. And there was a project that Shorty was going to work on here at the house. And he decides that he's going to take a bunch of my gilding jewels. And
Hours.
Did you hear that? He's like 2 rooms over yelling, they're ours. Okay, so the next time that we place an order, we should not be reprimanded for the amount of money we spend. They are ours.
Oh, it got awful quiet.
Yeah, it did get quiet, didn't it? So, I can't believe he did that. Yes, I can. So, Shorty, we were actually, it was towards the end of us closing the business. And the bag of, I was looking all over for these gilding jewels because I wanted to use a certain color and I couldn't find them. And I was driving myself crazy because I could not find them. And as we are unpacking the truck to bring everything, into the house because we were closing the business, pull out this work bag, Shorty's paint bag, and in it was like 12, 13 of my gilding jewels. Oh, now that those were yours? Yeah, Marilyn said, yeah, just like my plasma cutter. So, nature says, look at you being all organized. Can you come to Arizona and put my stuff away? The answer to that is thank you for thinking that I look organized. But if I were to turn this camera at like,
I was gonna say, show the rest of the room.
5 degrees, you would be like, oh my God. Sue, are you opposed to me showing them the mess that I have in here?
Why would I be opposed?
Well, Okay, so I'm gonna just show you guys. So, so there, and then yes, I've got all my stuff. My Miss Lillian's is up there. Now here is a piece of furniture that we brought in, and the back side is to us. But this is a piece of furniture that Shorty bought me when we were in Tennessee. That is sitting here. And then let's go around. I've got my wall of furniture transfers, decoupage paper, furniture stencils. That is my hardware graveyard right there. Then there is a wall of furniture. There is Shorty's piece that I'm waiting for him to finish the handles on. There is my brushes. There is a piece that I need to take to Stacy's when she is feeling better, because this piece right here is going into Stacy's booth to be sold. Then as we go around here, we see that I am still stripping on that red monster. There it is. Look at all that. Yep. My workbench is a wreck. That is a wreck. But right there looks great, huh? So that is one of the things that Sue and I really want to destigmatize in this, is that all of us, we get on camera and everyone's like, oh, it looks amazing and you're this. And no, baby doll, no, none of us are. I have had, Nature says, a girl after my own heart. I'm always a hot mess. Amber says, wow, looks like my craft room. Delania, she's got heart eyes. Not sure why, my mess. But that is something that I really do want to destigmatize, especially in our group, is that I have spoken to so many furniture artists, cup artists, an artist, anything. And they're like, I would love to have people over to my house, but it's a wreck. Well, I've got furniture stacked down my hallway. In my spare dining room, because we've got 2 dining rooms, 2 living rooms. In my dining room is stacked with merchandise that my husband does. I've got a spare bedroom that's stacked. It's who we are. I've got friends that husbands are car guys, and I mean, can you really call yourself a car guy if you're not cleaning a transmission in the bathtub, or you're rebuilding a transmission on the kitchen table? And I've got friends, whose husbands are woodworkers, and they've got like 2x4s and stuff that they're working on, or, half piece, half of their kitchen, their husband's making them custom cabinets and it's only been halfway done. And I would love to see that destigmatized between us, because there's so many people that if you just get in there and you have fun and you create, that's all that matters. So that's all I'm going to say about that. I'll get off my high horse. But Yeah, I'm glad you think that I'm all organized, but I'm not. So I'm gonna pour one more. Actually, you know what? I tell you what. Let's see here. Bridget said, "Oh my God, how long have you been stripping that red piece?" Okay, so weeks. And the thing is that when I went to Tennessee for a week, and before I went away, this new citrus strip formula is not like the old citrus strip formula, and I have to do an area like 4 times to get the paint down. And I got really discouraged. And like 5 days before we went to Tennessee, I was like, you know what? I'm not even messing with it. And then we've been gone, and I just got back late Sunday afternoon. And so this is on my list to get done. Kat says I need to get totes so I can walk in my craft room. Oh, Delaney said my heart eyes was for all that Miss Lillian's paint and goodies. Spare room to store all my paint, glitters, and jewelry boxes and tumblers. It's called a spare, it's a spare because no one actually has a bed in there, but yes, it's a storage room. Amber says, hey, I'll admit it. Nature says that we've been trying to clear out all my furniture for my daughter's baby shower this weekend. Girl, it's a lot. Hallways, dining room, living room, everywhere. And same thing with us. You want to bring Whiskey Girl and say, Sue, there's Whiskey Girl. And this is my son, Austin, if you guys are new. And this is my Whiskey Girl. Hi, Mama. Hi, baby. Okay, going back with brother. Go on. Don't be stepping on my mess. So what I'm trying to see. Oh, I need to pour another thing of those keyholes for Sue. So I will do that. And then yeah, it's the way that we live. Shorty and I pulled in right before the storms hit Sunday, and we had about 20 minutes before the rain hit to get the furniture off the back of the truck because I came home with 3 pieces of furniture. And across the street from us, Sue, I forgot to send you the picture. Across the street, because I told you guys, people put furniture out here all the time. Across the street from us was this huge pile of amazing furniture. And I was just like, I have nowhere to put it. And I'm sitting there going, well, if it wasn't going to rain, I'd throw it on the back covered porch, but it's going to rain. And I have nowhere for it. And I had to let it go. So I just had to let it go.
Let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. So again, if you're pouring the resin, you want to get down to eye level so you can get your levels right. Yes, you have to be completely silent. And you have to hold your tongue out the left side of your mouth for it to pour right. So,
Yeah. And hold your breath.
Uh-huh. Grab me another one of my birthday cups I got sitting there.
And there was a lot of those.
Yeah, and they're perfect for my crafting cups. A and B. And that's, yeah, I brought them back, and I'm just using them as crafting cups right now. So it is what it is. We use what we got, right?
What's that?
Yeah, I've got to get me those. I'm going to have to order those silicone cups. Sue, I am so spoiled by those silicone cups. You have no idea.
Yeah, they're nice.
And Sue, you really didn't want many of the keys. You wanted more of the keyholes, right?
Yeah, the escutcheons.
Okay, and these that like the escutcheons. Okay, I'll pour you as much of this as I can as well. And then I will mail you these out. as
Yeah, I
soon.
gotta mail you something too, remember? Something I found in my bed.
Oh yeah. Well, that's gonna sound horrible when I tell people what was in your bed.
Well, if you don't tell them, they're really gonna wonder now. No, she was in my bed with her husband.
So my husband actually left, or his wedding ring fell off, and Sue found it in the bed, and so it's not any worse than my husband and my best friend kicking me out of the bedroom, and they stayed in there together on my birthday. When you say it that way, it sounds horrible. Did that
We,
happen? Yes, it
we
did.
had planning to do.
Yeah, y'all had conniving to do.
Then we made her go sit in the closet.
Yeah. So we had I had woken up, Sue had woken up. She and I already had our morning coffee together the morning of my birthday. Sue and I sat there and watched the sunrise. And vacation is for Shorty is not having to get up at, 3 a.m. So he was kind of laying in bed. Sue and I go because we had to go get our hair did. And Sue comes in to get dressed and everything. And Shorty's just kind of lazing about. And Sue and my husband both look at me because I walk in the room and they said, "You need to get out." And I'm like, "Really?" And they're like, "We got plotting and planning to do. It's your birthday." And I'm like, "So really, my best friend and my husband are going to kick me out of the bedroom and they're going to stay in the bedroom together and I'm not allowed to like hear what's going on or anything?" And they just started laughing. They're like, "Well, when you put it that way, yeah, get out." Oh, Amber says that she needs a keyhole mold. Kat says, "Oh, that must have been crazy." That and Amber says she needs that in steampunk. Amber says, "Laugh out loud. I was just thinking that. Hold your tongue right." Oh, you've got that, and we also forgot the popcorn Sutton picture.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm sure as I go along, there'll be a box load.
No, we didn't leave that much. I think that's the only two things so far we found that we left. Amber says it was such a joy to see your live for your birthday. We had so much fun on my birthday. We really did. And, everyone thinks that we were just going to go out and like create mass chaos on my birthday. And that's not what I wanted. That's normally what I want. But for my birthday,
We mostly just hung out, but it was a packed day and the hair.
yeah, did that. And we had just a kickback day. We just kind of chilled. I got our hair done. I got home to a bunch of surprises. It was just, and then we did our live. After the live, we changed into our PJs. We curled up in the recliners and on the sofa, and we watched a movie. I had one shot right before I went to bed, and that was all I drank on my birthday. We just kind of just kicked back and enjoyed each other's company, and it
We had
was
a scare for a little bit earlier in the day when he went MIA.
oh, that was a mess. Amber said, "I've not gotten to put paint to brush, been busting on rentals." Girl, you need to. Quick story behind that. When Sue taking me to get my hair done was also, yes, it was to get our hair done. And let me tell you, Hair by Michaela at the Babe Tribe in Tennessee did an amazing job on mine and Sue's hair in Knoxville. But that was also a distraction. Sue got me out the house so Shorty could run and meet the lady who did my cake and go pick up the balloons and decorate. So when I came back, everything was done. Well, Shorty in his travels, of course, we went across a time zone. And so Shorty was supposed to meet the lady with the cake at a certain time. Well, Shorty left the house and he looked at the clock in the truck thinking that he had another hour. So he went to Party City and he didn't have his phone. So the lady called Sue and was like, "Hey, your guy isn't here. You know what's going on?" And so we tried to get a hold of Shorty and he wasn't answering. And so I'm thinking that he went around one of those mountain turns and somebody was on across the line and hit him. Sue's thinking, was it a heart attack? we're freaking out trying to get a hold of Shorty that morning. Yeah, it was not, it was a scare, but that's what we found out. What happened is that he forgot his truck, he forgot his phone. And so when he got back on hold of Sue, he's like, oh no, and he hightailed it. So everything worked out well, but it was a good week. And so these are, you'll be able to feel the silicone because it's still warm. And I kind of wait, once it cools down, you can see where it's turned white. But as it cools, it'll harden. And so it's still very warm. That's a good way to know whether or not it's ready to be demolded or not.
And here's the silicone mold that I made at the beginning. I put it in a can. The reason I do that is so I have a nice flat laying mold when I pour it, because I used to just make a mound and stick it in on the table, and you wouldn't get level.
And also, if you don't put it in something, then when you squish it down, you're going to use a lot more of that clay because it's going to keep expanding.
Right. Right. So
And
actually something deeper, like you were saying, you had a certain container that worked that was deeper.
oh yeah, for the bowls, instead of buying, the expensive bowls to put it in, one thing that you can use is, you down at the Family Dollar, Dollar General, whatever, those the clear teddy bears that come full of animal crackers, and
Yeah.
those lids on those things are pretty thick. Buy you the $3 thing of animal crackers. You'll thank me when you're popping them and eating them. Then, you're always, instead of throwing stuff away, you can take the top when it's empty and flip it upside down and use that because it's thick enough. And that way your molding is not going to go everywhere. You're going to use less molding if you put it in some sort of cup, but you don't need to go out and spend $20, $30 on that type of cup.
Yeah, I like that idea.
You can use like lids. Now I wouldn't recommend like the lid off of a spaghetti sauce or something like that because it's very thin. You're going to want to find something that has a thicker lid on it for that.
Mason jar lids work good too.
Yeah, mason jars work good. So Sue, are we just about done, baby? Do you know we've been going?
That's about all I can do. I have to cure before I can put any gilding wax or my one little shifting glitter that you left me. What was it, sorcerer?
I thought you got alchemy.
No, alchemy was more of an orange, wasn't it? I think you left me sorcerer. It was more white.
Okay, well, when you find it, tell me. Or I can look at mine and see which one I'm missing.
Yeah.
I left one of my super shifters with Sue. So, all right, my love. We'll go ahead and wrap up, and then we will wrap up for the night.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, you guys. You can see my crafted artwork and painted furniture inside Flea Trader's Paradise. The name of my business is Nana's Antique and Paint Boutique. You can find junk paint, craft items, wood cutouts, jewelry, home decor, and of course the painted furniture and antique furniture.
And you can always go by and pet Milo.
You can come by and see Milo. He'll market you.
I am Crysta. I'm a furniture artist out of Garland, Texas, Litter to Glitter. I will be back on the Miss Lillian's page live Monday at 3 Eastern. That's 2 Texas time, y'all. And then again, back here on Painting with Whiskey next Tuesday night with y'all. If there's ever a topic you guys want to see, shout it out. Just like this came because somebody was asking questions. If you got a topic, got a question, throw it out. We'll be happy to answer them. So,
yeah, like we were talking, a lot of times we take for granted that everybody knows how to do everything we do, and we just forget because we've been doing it so long. So throw it out there.
Yeah, and it's not a bad question at all. And again, find yourself a friend that has the same addiction as you and that you can trade off stuff, because that's a blessing for both of y'all, and it'll make your friendship grow strong. And you trade stuff off and ideas and items. And if there's a product that you don't like because of the color, or maybe your friend does, and y'all trade out, and or your friend will be like, hey, I really like this. Your friend becomes your art pusher at that point. Hey, I like this, try it. First sample's free. Next one you got to buy, but I'll give you a little bit of this to try. What?
It's right. You're right.
Yeah.
At this point, I think this hobby is more expensive than a drug addiction.
Yeah.
But we won't go to jail.
Yeah, true. All right, my loves. So, Amber says resin coasters, please.
Oh,
We can do resin. I don't have a mold for resin coasters. I'd have to get one, but I can do it. They're not that expensive at Hobby Lobby, and I've already got the resin. So, Amber says, "Oh yes, it is. It's more expensive, this crafting thing." So my loves, we will see you guys next week. Much love to y'all, and we will see you. Bye, guys.